This is me, 13 weeks into a 16-week marathon block, more mileage than I've ever done before, the fittest I've ever been, but yet something just doesn't feel right. Because this is me approximately 4 months ago. Less body fat, more definition, even with more mileage, bigger intensities and harder sessions. So what's been going wrong? Marathon training absolutely sucks for weight loss, and here's why. Reason number one, appetite management. So obviously long distance running burns an absolute shed load of calories. The problem is, it is so easy and it's almost impossible not to do this. You end up eating all the calories you've burned and some extra ones as well. Not only that, but once you've finished your run, the chance of you doing absolutely anything other than just sitting on the sofa all day are pretty limited. You're absolutely knackered, you're starving, all you do is sit on the sofa, eating rubbish. And this is what I found during marathon training. And this is why it was so easy to overeat and just put on all the calories that you burnt during the runs. As an example, take this 30-kilometer long run. So I ended up burning something like 1600 calories on that run. Ended up coming in, having homemade pasta and meatballs for lunch. Didn't quite hit the spot, so washed it down with some crackers and cheese. Still didn't hit the spot, so washed it down with waffles and Biscoff. Still wasn't hitting the spot, so washed it down with half a packet of Haribo Tang Fast Tips, favourite sweets by the way. And just to finish it off, ended up going for a late night trip to McDonald's and got 8 chicken nuggets and a cheeseburger. Oh, and don't forget the 3 energy gels that I had whilst on the run. So you can see quite easily that 1700 calories that I burnt on the long run just gets eaten back, and some extra as well. Obviously, the last thing you want to do is undereat when training for a marathon. It risks injury. It means you're not recovering properly. It means you're not going to get the benefits from all that work. But it is so easy to overeat. This looks very boring, but it's absolutely unbelievable, by the way. Reason number 2, the science. When you're doing marathon training, the body becomes so efficient and so good at that one sport. And one of the ways it does this is by paring down muscle tissue. So muscle tissue, having that on the frame itself, it costs a lot of energy for the body. It burns through a lot of calories, it weighs a lot, and it's not needed for long distance endurance sport the same way it's needed in other sport and other activities. So one of the ways that your body becomes more efficient and becomes a better runner is by paring down that muscle. You only have to look at the frames of, say, a long distance marathon runner compared to a bodybuilder or gym bro. The shapes and sizes are completely different. Now, when you think about it, running itself as an activity burns so many calories. It's almost like the body's way of saying, well, how can we restrict this calorie expenditure even more? How can we make ourselves even more efficient? And by tearing down the muscle is one of the ways it does that. Why does this matter? It matters because the more muscle that you have on your frame, the faster that your metabolism is going to be. The amount of muscle you have and the speed of your metabolism is directly proportional. So when you start to pare down muscle tissue, because you're doing all of this endurance activity, it means that your metabolism starts to slow down and you now start burning less calories at rest. Your resting metabolic rate starts to decrease. And a 2018 scientific study even supports this. It shows that even in endurance trained athletes, elite athletes, after a period of intense training load, their resting metabolic rate ended up decreasing. Now, there are ways to counter this. You can eat a really high protein diet and you can send a stimulus to your body that we actually need muscle. The best way to do that is through a consistent weight training program. The problem is, for the standard person who's running 6 days a week training for a marathon, they've got full-time job, social life, dad duties, trying to factor in a weight training program on top of the intense aerobic load as well. It's just not feasible, it's near impossible. And the last thing you want to do when you get back from a 20-25 kilometer long run is smash in a chicken and broccoli meal. All you want to do is go straight for those stodgy carbohydrates. And I know what you're probably thinking, because I thought this too. Why do elite runners not have an ounce of fat on them? And trying to compare yourself to an elite runner is just nonsense. It's like reading a physics book and thinking, why can't I do equations like this bloke? or go in the gym a few times and thinking, why don't I look like this fella? They are literally in the top 0.1% of runners. Comparing yourself to them is just not feasible. They literally run 150 kilometers a week. They've probably got all their nutrition completely and utterly dialed in. Their genetics are probably playing a part as well. They're literally just built for running. Don't even compare yourselves to them, it's pointless. I'm talking about the average person here, and for the normal person trying to fit running around a full-time job, dad duties, a busy life, scientifically proven, marathon training can do the opposite of burning body fat because it actively decreases your resting metabolic rate. Reason number 3, even though my mileage was going up, my activity levels in and around the running was going the absolute opposite. And I don't just mean sitting on the sofa all day doing nothing. My daily steps start to go down. I was doing anything to get out of the house chores, anything to get out of dad duties. There's even a scientific name for this, NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It basically means all those tiny little bits of activity you're doing subconsciously, like fidgeting, moving around. Well, when you're doing big mileage and your body's trying to recover, your body's doing absolutely anything to preserve energy in other ways. So you start becoming more lazy in all aspects of your life. So obviously I've put on a little bit of puppy fat during marathon training, but you know what? Who even cares? At the end of the day, I'd rather be eating and making sure that I'm fueling the runs and sessions properly than not eating and risking inadequate recovery and injury and all that sort of stuff. And you know what? Long distance running and marathoning has so many other amazing health benefits. It's such a good thing to do, and there's nothing like that feeling of passing that finish line on marathon day. So it probably warrants a separate video in itself, all the benefits that marathoning and long distance running can bring. Listen, if you've put on a little bit of weight during marathon training, I'd love to hear all about it, so please drop it down in the comments below. Alternatively, you might have experienced a completely different scenario and ended up losing a load of weight. Stick it down in the comments below and I'll see you all down there. Thank you for watching. See you all soon.